Hey, welcome to John's Guitar Lab. Today we're going to do a little bit something with improvising. Do you ever wonder, how do you know what notes to choose when you're making something up? You've heard a lot of times people will say, well, we're playing, which will be in the key of E, by the way. Here's the A minor pentatonic scale. You put a rhythm behind it, a rhythm track, and then they tell you, well, just, play against that. Okay, fine. Where do you start? How do you know what to do? Well, we're going to answer that for you now. All right? When you're improvising, we have about what I call 4 basic elements. All right? You have where the note has to go. Okay, where are you going to place that note? I call it note location. What is the note going to be? What meaning is it going to ring long time? Is it going to ring a short time? All right. The next thing, which note? Which note meaning is it going to be an A, a B, a G? Which note is it going to be? All right, and fourth, which is important, is also the feel that you give the note. Right, those are the 4, what I call the 4 basic elements of improvisation. All right, how do you choose a note? Well, what you do is you borrow an established phrase, part of a song, part of a riff, whatever. You borrow something that's been established, that's there, that you know it. Now, here's an example of the process, all right? Now, the steps involved with this process, you're going to need either a metronome, a drum machine, something to that effect that's going to maintain a steady beat. All right? The next thing is your knowledge of the A minor pentatonic scale. I chose that because most people know that. All right, now to move right into what the process is going to be, we need to pick an established phrase. Well, right off the bat, I'm going to take something that's fairly not that complicated. Okay, there's an old tune back from the 1960s by the Kinks called You Really Got Me. The tune, the riff in it is bop, 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 bop. Now what you have to do is copy that riff. Now when I say copy it, I mean copy where the notes are. At this point, we're not interested in which notes. In other words, we're not interested that I'm playing an A and a G. What we're interested is where I'm putting the notes and what kind of notes are they. These are, just for argument's sake, these are like eighth notes. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. So what we do now, we get this bop, 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 bop. We put a steady beat. And we tap it out what I call generically. So we have bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. You have to embed that. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. Now, it won't hurt. In fact, it'll help if you sing along. Now, you don't have to sing out loud. We want to get our entire body into this. Now, once we establish this and we feel it, now we could take the pentatonic scale, we can pull random notes out of that and put them in this place. Da, 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 So we have, in other words, where the note's going to go. We know what kind of note it's going to be in terms of, in this case, an eighth note. The only thing we're doing at random for now is which note. Okay, that's going to come later on in some other videos, how we know exactly, to play a D or G, which should we put there. Right now, we need to establish where the note's going to go, what we're going to play. So listen up that as I use the pentatonic scale, or notes of the pentatonic scale, with the bop, 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 bop. Always give yourself 4 to start, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me just stop this clicker a second. What happened there is I just used that one phrase, bop, 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 bop. So now I was able to just pull whatever notes I wanted, and I had a place to put it. One other thing, lest I forget, when you're putting those notes in, it's difficult, but try to sort of sing along with it. Let me just do a quick example. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, try to sing along with it. The whole point of this process, exercise, is you have to get your whole body, your whole heart and soul into this, man. You got to, you have to know where that note's going. All right, now that's just using one phrase. There's millions of phrases out there. Once you learn how to find them, you're going to start developing your own library, so to speak. All right, let's take, another phrase. Let's see. Oh, here's one that's really good. All right. I'm going to put the metronome on. You're going to hear the steady click. I'm going to tap it out. See if you know it. I'll tell you, right away, but see if you know it. Listen up. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Smoke on the water. Once you embed that, now we're going to use random notes out of the pentatonic scale again. Or in other words, and I know I'm repeating myself, randomly we're going to use the which notes, the A, B, C, D, whatever. Okay? But we have where that note's going. We know exactly where the note's going to go, and we know what kind of note, whether we're going to play a half note, a whole note, a quarter note, or something, because we've got that phrase locked in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, I realize that, you're saying, well, man, John, it don't really sound too much like blues or nothing like that. Not yet. Okay, once you learn to use this process, you'll be surprised and amazed the things you're going to be able to play. Amazed. Okay? Now, we have two note placement riffs or licks. If you want to combine the both of them, okay, all you need to do is maybe count 4 beats, so give, a rest in between. So an example of that, I'm going to start with You Really Got Me, the and then I'll do the Smoke in the Water thing, and you'll see what happens when we start combining something. 2, 3, 4. I did a combination. And another thing, and let's see who picked up on it, when I started the Smoke on the Water, I sort of wasn't 100% with it. Okay? And that's the beauty of the process, is that you're going to have the same situation. You didn't make a mistake. Okay? You just put something in its place. In other words, you were being original. So that's the key behind all this. And I realize it's going to take a little bit of time. For those that are patient and use this process, your reward is going to be enormous. Okay? Because you're always going to be able to have something to play and to know where to go with it. Okay? Examples there's tons out there. All right? But it's dramatically going to improve your improvisational skills. All right? And you'll see that you'll be playing stuff, and you'll be literally writing a song, because that's really what improvisation is. I know you'll hear a lot of talk and chatter that they'll say, well, you need to play all these modes, you need to play this, you need to play that. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But I like to look at the modes or the scales and stuff like that. I like to look at that as a highway transporting between two ideas, or two notes. Okay, let me just play a little bit, just off the top of my head, a little improvisational thing based on just, an A blues. So let me pick up the tempo just a hair so we don't get too bored. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the point there is I just thought of stuff and brought it out. Don't be afraid to let the rhythm section go. Let that carry you, man. You hear something going on, 2, 3, 4. good, you know, just play it. Important, try to sing along while you're playing. And again, I know this is not the easiest thing to do, but once you get comfortable with it, you'll be playing stuff, you know. And just for your information, I purposely do this on the acoustic guitar, because with the electric, or if you use, you know, your sustain or whatever effects that you want to use, I always recommend, and I do this all for many, many years, play the guitar naturally first. Once you can handle that, when you start adding these effects, it's unbelievable, okay? Because you could pick up a plain guitar and play something out there. And then once you hit that sustain, where you have that or something like that, you know, where you have the repeating and whatever, it's unbelievable, man. Okay? If you have any questions about this, please, okay, you see my emails up there. You could also, you know, in the comments below. All right? But for those people, if you have questions, if you're stuck on something, or there's something you're not sure you understand it, if you think I could have explained it a little bit better, you know, let me know where you think, you know, what the situation is, okay? Because we could work this out, because this process is very important and it works. All right, listen, thank you very much. Stay well. If you like what you hear, give me that thumbs up. Subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Stay safe.